Okay, so one of the projects this week was to get my trailer out of here and get the trash out of it, take it down to the transfer station, empty it out. Had to change a tire on it to do that and borrow my neighbor's truck to bring it down there since mine is down at the collision center after being smashed up. And so I had to move it around a little bit here, and I guess the dogs noticed that the camera wasn't aimed quite right and decided to fix that for me. And yeah, that's about perfect. Thank you, buddy. And so anyway, so what I did, since I do everything by myself here pretty much, I set up some rocks to block the wheels and moved it by hand a little bit at a time so I could spin it around after placing it there. I didn't show you the first part of this process where I got it turned around this far, but basically it was the same process all the way through, so you're not missing anything. So I just turned it around, just moved the rocks a little bit at a time to get it into position. So since the trailer is pretty light, I was able to move it around by myself as long as I use this rock trick to block the tires and move it a little at a time. If I had another person here, I could have moved it without that. We probably could have moved it. Two people could have moved it, no problem right around. But doing it by myself, really no problem. Just as long as I use this method to move it around slow with the rocks to block the tires, so that I didn't run myself over. So once I got it in position, just need to convince the door to open there a little bit, and we'll be ready to store my new toy. And the gate on this thing's actually quite heavy. And it's basically empty. So just clean it out a little bit more, and we are good to go. And the reason I wanted to get that trailer set up, emptied out, is because right now I have a motorcycle living in my house, and this is my newest purchase. Sort of a backup. You can see it's got a plate on it, and she's registered and ready to go. And I've put a couple hundred miles on it on the trails so far. This is one of those Chinese enduros, a Hawk 250, and I got it, I don't know, a couple months ago now. And October, early October, I think. And haven't really been on the road with it much, enough to know that it's going to be pretty slow on the street. I've ordered a larger sprocket for the front sprocket to try and pick up the top end a little bit. Hopefully it won't kill the bottom end too much, because it's pretty good through the trails around here. There's quite a bit of trails around here, and if you've been to starearthship.com, where I have my website, you would see there is now a link on the main page to a page called Rides, and just kind of shows some of the trails that are out here. Anyway, I'm going to do a full video about the Hawk at some point, but this was sort of a solution for getting a backup vehicle that can get in and out quicker than a four-wheel drive. So my truck was able to get in and out half an hour from the pavement to the house, and half hour obviously from the house to the pavement. And this can do it in less than 15. So that helps me out a lot as far as my commute into town. However, on the pavement, if it's going to be as slow as I think it's going to be, it might not be an improvement overall on my ride in. But at least it's a backup, and it's also a source of some recreation, because I've had it out a couple hundred miles on it now. And the trails around here, and only about maybe 10 or 15 miles of that was on the pavement. So so far so good. And that trailer is going to end up being its garage eventually once I get the trailer secured, so that it's locked up tight. But that's the Hawk, and like I say, she's brand new, 200 miles on her so far.